Well, very good morning.
Morning, Pak Rudy.
Well, very good morning to everyone. Welcome to Indonesia. Welcome to Bali. And welcome to our first international webinar for the market of Thailand, Vietnam, and Myanmar, or Indochina market. Okay. And first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Vincent Jumaru. I'm one of the directors in the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy, responsible for ASEAN, Australia, and New Zealand market. Well, today our webinar, the topic is Bali is all right. It's a very strong statement. Bali all right. Why Bali? Well, I think we have a very resourceful and distinguished panelist will answer the question. And before I go further, I'd like to address our VIP guest today. We are honored to have the VIP guest today, the representative from the Indonesian Embassy to Thailand, the Deputy Chief on Mission, Mr. Diki Komar, also representative from the Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia in Vietnam, the representative from the Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia in Myanmar, and the representative from Director General of ASEAN Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And I would like also to address our very resourceful panelists today. We are very honored to have the Deputy Minister for Marketing, Ibu Nia Niscaya. She's been investing almost 30 years in tourism. She's been very resourceful for tourism information today. And we also have the senior executive from Indonesian Travel Agents Association in Bali, Mr. Putu Winastra. And last but not the least, we also honored to have the CEO, the CEO for Jakarta Raya Regional Office, Mr. Jan Sverio. And the last but not the least, of course, our valued participants. Again, I'd like to say thank you very much for your presence today. And thank you very much for joining our first international webinar for Thailand, Vietnam, and Myanmar market. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say that we are in the same boat after having suffered from COVID-19 for a while. Everybody wants to know what's going on outside there, what's happening out there, what's going on with the travels today. One thing for sure, that everything has changed. Even the way we live this life has a tremendous change. And everybody says, well, we are heading a new normal. Now the question is, how well we prepare for the new normal? Today we take the topic Bali. Why is Bali? The panelists will answer the question, as I told you before. But I'd like to encourage all the participants. Don't worry. Okay. This is not the first new normal we face. I think everybody still remembers 20 years ago, after the tragedy 9/11, everybody also was facing the new normal. You go to the airport, you have to go through the metal detector. You have to take out whatever you have in your bag. You take out your wallet. You take out your belt, even your shoes. That was the first new normal we face. So if we have to face a new normal today, I think this is not the new one. This is another one. But remember, this one is complicated. Why? We have to face with the three elements of the new normal: the cleanliness, the hygiene, and safety. 20 years ago, we faced the first new normal only in terms of security. But now, three elements of our life. Again, cleanliness, health or hygiene, and safety. Now, are we ready for these three elements? The COVID-19 has changed our life, has bring a lot of changes in the playing field. Everybody wants to know what kind of changes. That's why today we have three panelists, very resourceful. They will bring us up to date with information of how well we prepare for Bali, for Indonesia. Well, ladies and gentlemen, especially for our valued participants today, without further ado, I'd like to hand over this to moderator to continue with the webinar, and I wish you good luck and a successful webinar. Thank you.
All right, terima kasih Pak Vincentus Jamadu, the Director of Tourism Marketing from the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy, Republic of Indonesia. All right, so selamat pagi, sawadee ka, Mingrabachin and Jaboy-san. Good morning, everyone. We would like to welcome all of you again to our first international webinar organized by the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy, Republic of Indonesia. Today, as Pak Vincentus already told you, the topic is about Bali, all right? Why Bali is a top destination for post-COVID-19. So we're gonna see a lot of answer today from our three expert speakers that gonna be lined up. And of course, if you have any information or any question or comment, you can ask for voice during the Q&A session too. But before that, I would like to address that here you know that Bali and Indonesia has been working entirely in order to make sure that Indonesia is still a destination for all the tourists around the world to visit, even after the COVID-19. What we have prepared and what you would like to know, we have here today. But before we proceed the section, let me just introduce you some of the housekeeping rules for our section. This webinar session gonna last around 1 hour. And of course, even though we are the organizer that have already mute your microphone to avoid some unexpected noises to interrupt during our section. But of course, we still would love to hear your voice. If you have any question, a comment, please put in, please write down in the chat box or Q&A section as well. So we could see of your question and we will get back to you during your Q&A session. And of course, after that, we're gonna have a quick poll for you because we want to know the insight and your idea and your opinion about how to promote Indonesia for your client. And the last but not least, we would love to have you stay with us until the last session because today we have prize draws for you. We have two prizes for the 3-day, 2-night hotel stay in Nusa Dua Hotel in Bali. And the validity of your hotel stay gonna last until December 2021. All right, so I hope that you guys gonna stay with us until the last section. And of course, today you are here with me. My name is Nikki Pinya Pincha. I represent the Visit Indonesia Tourism Officer of VICO, covering the Thailand and Indochina, including Thailand, Myanmar, and Vietnam market. All right, so after the event, we're gonna send you all the links of the presentation and information that you have heard and you have listened today to make sure that you have some very good information from the official officers from the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economies, as well as some stakeholders from the industry in Indonesia. All right, so now we have prepared some of the video presentation for you all to see how Indonesia has been prepared for the COVID-19 situation, especially in Bali. Please enjoy. All right, thank you very much for the wonderful presentation. And as you may seen from the video that we have seen some international media or poll or survey from our industry partner around the world saying that Bali is ranked second the most desirable destination after COVID-19 situation. So let's see how Indonesian government and the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy of the Republic of Indonesia have been prepared all the measures and the standards to welcome all the international tourists around the world to come to Indonesia and Bali as well. So now we're going to start the first session with our wonderful lady who has been working many years for the tourism industry for Indonesia. Please join me welcome Ibu Neniskaya, Deputy Minister for Marketing from the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy, Republic of Indonesia, to deliver opening remark and presentation. Welcome, Ibu Nia.
Thank you, Nikki, our Vito. Kapun Kap, selamat pagi. First of all, I would like to thank for being with us to all participants despite your tight schedule. So it is a great pleasure for me to be here this morning to share with you with the title New Normal Implementation in Tourism Destination in Indonesia. There will be 5 subtitles that I'm going to share with you. Next slide. One is about COVID-19 update in Indonesia, and then action done by the government of Indonesia mitigating the impact, cleanliness, health, and safety protocol, and few words about empathy and key messages that I would like to deliver. So next slide, please. How about the COVID-19 update in Indonesia per 4th of June 2020? So if you may have looked please, next slide. Yeah, per May, the number of recovered keep on increasing along with more efforts taken by the government of Indonesia in handling COVID-19. Next. How about in Bali? As you may see in the video, that the fatality rate is 1.2%. This is, I think, one of the best province in Indonesia to cope with COVID. So thanks to the governor, vice governor, and also the people in Bali, the way they manage COVID-19. Bali, why it's different? Because this is the role of a village or traditional village by combining with the local wisdom with total participation in all levels. I think it's the key lesson. The number of affected people, COVID-19, even though Bali has not implemented large-scale social restriction, right? And then now, how is the action taken by the Indonesian government? Please, next slide. Since February, entry bans for Chinese travelers or travelers has been recorded visiting China within 14 days. And then March, entry bans for foreign travelers, and then closing all the sites and also shopping malls, cancellation toward all events, improving and building health facilities to prevent and cope the outbreak. And in April, imposing large-scale social restriction on several affected regions, including Jakarta, I think the most populated city in Indonesia. And then Indonesia suspended all domestic and international flights. In May, imposed preparation for cleanliness, health, and safety, or we call CHS protocol in the destination. This is really a part of get ready to welcoming back all the tourists, domestic and international. And in June, we revocation of social restrictions in several provinces and regions. Implementation CSC protocol in several provinces and regions. These pictures tells you how in Bali all access points to the island are closed, and then Balinese government also established COVID task force at all traditional villages across Bali. And also you may see that this task force ensure all residents wearing masks, implement physical distancing, and also routinely spray disinfectant in their areas. Now, I would like to share about mitigating the impact. Next slide, please. Our budget also reallocated to help the industries, and also we give the benefit to the medical person, because I think everyone knows the hotelier, F&B services, even transportation also really get a huge impact on this pandemic. But we help them, several hotels, especially in Jakarta, in Surabaya and Bali, and we give the benefit to the medical workers so they can have quality time to take a rest and focus to work without worrying about the distance between their house and the hospital. Next, and then we also do donation to the impacted tourism workers by giving basic foods in Bali and several destinations in Indonesia. Next, since the ministry has responsibility for tourism and creative economy, for creative economy part, we also have program we call Bali Creative Local or Buying Creative Local, especially for culinary, fashion, and craft. And for this program, we work together with the e-platform and also online transportation. Basically, this program is help the small, medium enterprises from the product knowledge up to selling activities by using the e-commerce platform. Next slide. And then in terms of the workers, we also have incentive project to workers by giving them the training to lift up or capacity building and also training, and then to work together to implement the CHS program, and they give money. So we do all this program in 11 provinces, and then top 5 super priority like Labuan Bajo, Lombok, I'm sure you know that area close to Bali, and then also in certain islands. Sometimes a bit confused though. I mean, it's not easy to tell about Indonesia because Indonesia consists of 17,545 islands. So Bali is one out of 17,000 islands. But Bali is, I think, the capital of tourism in Indonesia because Bali contributes 40% of the international arrivals coming to Indonesia. Next program. Now, this is, I just want to share with you how COVID makes Indonesian people, we call gotong royong movement. This is like social capital. So everyone in Indonesia work together to combat with COVID-19. They share, they do donation. They are aware that actually to cope with this, it must be the responsibility of everyone in the country, not only the government. Next. Now, I think this is the most important part that I would like to share with you, where we are preparing to meet with the new normal, as mentioned by Vincent. Basically, the big picture of this program is first, we want to gain confidence. I think trust is a new currency at this time. And then also the appealing stages. Next. For gaining confidence, next. Yeah. There are steps for gaining confidence, like preparing for CHS protocol and then training to the workers, because we have to do it both sides. These protocols will be in a tutorial video, which is interesting and easy to implement, to understand, and then give it to the stakeholders. And then also it will work for the tourists. So this is both sides. We do for the employees and also for the guests. After training, then we do simulation of the CHS protocol and campaign and applying. This is a step of implementing the CHS program. But about the timeline, it really depends on the decision of the National Task Force for COVID and also the regional government. Next. What what the businesses will be implemented, I think this is some of the business under a ministry will be implemented CHS program, like accommodation, tourist attraction, restaurant, shopping mall, souvenir shop, something. This is a kind of the businesses that will be implemented the CHS program. Next. Appealing now. Appealing, this is the video points out we filming this process in Nusa Dua, Bali, because the minister has decided that we will do by staging. First is in Bali. As I mentioned, Bali is the capital of tourism of Indonesia. And in Bali itself, we're gonna put Nusa Dua is our pilot project, because in Nusa Dua is very complete. There are so many hotel choices, hotels, and then attraction there, also amenities. Even the place is closer to the airport and the hospital, which is internationally standard. This is the picture that we took it. Next. And then this is the content publication that we will amplify what we are doing, how is the readiness of this destination, using all the platform of the medias. Next. Next slide, please. And then if the destination already opened, the cross-border already open, even for the domestic or international, then we're gonna have program like Mega Fun Trip. And I hope Nikki can give us recommendation which tour operator or KOL or media can be invited to this program. And then we will continue our program joint promotion with the wholesalers, with the players in the market. And also we can organize the small mice meeting with the physical distancing, still applying the protocol CHS, and organizing event as a pull factor. But all those things really, again, depends on the decision on the national task force and the regional government. But at least we are preparing to go there. When the time comes, then we will execute all this program. Next. This is examples of the CHS program. Even as I mentioned to you, Indonesia is too huge. Then we cannot make all those get ready, then we open, but we can do staging and make it priority. Bali first for sure, and then Jogja is second destination that will be prepared for this, because Jogja also the favorite of the domestic. Even certain markets after visiting Bali, they will continue to Jogja. Everybody knows about the maybe Borobudur temple, one of the biggest Buddhist temple, which is actually the location we call province Central Java, but people know Jogja because the connectivity via Jogja. And then very Javanese culture, which is totally different from Balinese culture, but very unique also. And then Batam and Bintan, this is the place where the people usually get in via Singapore by ferry or sea transportation. Next, this is Bali. And then Jakarta also now preparing, like today is the first day for us to go back to work. Jakarta, the malls will be open. I just received the information that in the third week of June, they will open malls. You know, in Jakarta, maybe like Bangkok, there are over 100 malls, I think, in Jakarta. But the carrying capacity will be staging also only 50% of visitors and will be evaluated every 2 weeks. Next, theme park also will be open in Jakarta. This is Banyuwangi. I just want to share with you because Banyuwangi very ready to welcoming back all the visitors. If you look at the map of Bali, on the right side of Bali, there is in the corner of eastern part of Java Island, there's a Banyuwangi. I remember that Thai people, they love to visit the mountain. Then in Banyuwangi, I think there is unique mountain we call Ijen, and there's Blue Fire. I think you may Google on our website, indonesia.travel, if you want to know more about Mount Ijen with a blue fire. This is Banyuwangi, how they are ready. Even they also have application. If you want to visit the attraction, you have to register by online. This is the way how they manage the carrying capacity to implement the CHS, including the physical distancing. Next. Banyuwangi, and then this is Bintan Resort, as I mentioned to you, one of the priority that will be open. The place is about 60 minutes from Singapore by ferry. So they also staging open for local and then domestic and international. Again, we are still waiting for the approval from the National Task Force. Next. Bintan Resort. Belitung. Belitung is, maybe this is the first time for you to hear about Belitung. I think Belitung is only about 45 minutes flying time from Jakarta. It's the island. They have huge stone in the beach. This is very unique because they have special bracelet for visitors. And then they also have app store, so they will know, they will trace, they know the movement of the visitors. So if something happened, then easy to trace. And also for the check-in hotel, you don't have to come to the hotel then doing check-in, but you can do it at the airport. And when you reach the hotel, you don't have to meet with the employee, you just get it, the key in the locker. This is what the Belitung are preparing for welcoming back the travelers. Next. This is my last part of the presentation. This is the expression, several language sentences from us. But we miss you, but we are improving and ensuring the best for you. We are optimistic that we can welcome you back soon with interesting and new experiences to be offered. Next. See, I hope you miss with this girl, but stay at home and come visit the most hospitable people in the world tomorrow. Next. Next. Stay at home today. Dream about tomorrow. Renew your sense of adventure. Next. So much wonderful to explore. A much better future awaits. Next. So we can't wait to see you soon in the next webinar session with interesting information. So thank you so much. Terima kasih and kapun kap.
Terima kasih, Ibu Nia. It was a very wonderful presentation. And of course, I think now everyone is missing traveling. I hope that all the guests now have an idea and also the update situation in Indonesia, because you have seen that now the new normal is already there with the situation that we need to apply. And we have seen that Indonesian government has been preparing very well, like the launching of the CHS measure or protocols, like clean, healthy, and safety protocol for ensuring all the tourists that would have more confidence in order to make sure that when they make a trip to any destination, not only Indonesia but around the world, they can have more confidence on the destination they are going to visit. So I think now the tourism-related business in Indonesia are underway to prepare the very good thing to welcome. And of course, I think we miss Indonesia and Bali too. So now, like to make it you guys more miss about Bali, so we would like to welcome the second speakers, and I'm sure that he would give more insight about Bali and also how the situation in Bali, how the authority in the destination has well prepared, and how the tourism providers also prepare themselves to make sure that the travel agency from Thailand, Vietnam, and Myanmar are aware of what has been happening in Bali. So we would like to welcome Pak I Putu Winastra, the secretary of the Asita Bali chapter, and also he's the president of the KBA tour. Welcome, Pak Putu here now. So take it away, your time.
Thank you very much, Nikki, for the time. And also thank you for the Ministry of Tourism, Creative Economy. A very good morning for all of you, all the friends from Bangkok, Thailand, Vietnam, and Myanmar. Om Swastiastu, Savadika. The topic of Bali Alright actually is to give you the update of what the industry and also the government is doing after the COVID-19. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide. Well, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Putu Winastra, the secretary of the Asita Bali chapter. The Asita Bali was established in 1974. Up to now, we do have 404 members, and most of our members, they are doing inbound tours and divided into 11 market division. So then it will be very easier to us to control all the market. Next slide, please. Well, talking about the Bali and new normal, currently our Bali government is preparing the official standard minimum protocol that support by the advice of all Bali tourism stakeholder, and hopefully this standard new normal, we call it a standard protocol new normal, will be finished within this month in June. Next, please. And certainly, after all this standard new normal decided by the government, that will be implemented to all sectors, industry within in Bali. Next, please. As a local company, a travel company, we are really very concerned in communicating this standard new normal to our partners within Indonesia as well as in overseas. Start from the guests before arrival by communicating how the standard protocol in Indonesia or in Bali, in order the guests apply the standard minimum protocol within their itineraries, and also to complete themselves with the letters of COVID-19 free, and make sure that their flight arrival as well as the pickup transfer in order not to miss their transfers. As well as when they arrival at the airport, our guide will pick up the guests following the standard minimum protocol by distributing the mask and sanitizer, check the body temperature, as well as greet them by panganjali like this without any flower arrangement anymore. And of course, this to avoid the physical distancing. And after that, when they get into the transportation to the vehicle, we still maintain the physical distancing by reducing the number of seats of the vehicle into 50%, just to keep the physical distancing. Next, please. Also, when the guests, they are doing excursions, tour, or any activities, we always remind the guests in order to follow the standard minimum protocol, a new normal, by wearing always the mask and use the hand sanitizer, and educate them to wash their hand with soap and water anytime they want to entering the public area, the tourist site, as well as to going to restroom, and then keep the physical distancing when they are in the restaurant. And this is very important also to always remind the guests every time when they are on tours. but also when they are preparing their departure time to the airport, certainly our guide will always remind them about the following the standard protocol at the hotel, because they're going to be the control and check when they're arriving at the airport, like temperature checking and also the documentation. And of course, since this pandemic COVID-19, they're going to be change of the system when they are doing a checking. So that is why we advise the guests in order to leave from the hotel minimum 3 hours or 4 hours before flight departures, because in the airport they're going to be a special checking and control before they check in a counter. Next, please. Well, what the expectations during the recovery period? Certainly, our Asian countries is our neighbor country that able to support us during this recovery out of the domestic market. I'm sure that all the friends in Thailand, Vietnam, and Myanmar, they know very well about Bali. So then they are really know what Bali is doing and ready to serve their guests. Next, please. Since our government are successful in controlling the spread of COVID-19 outbreak, so we are really very optimistic that Bali is going to be open very soon. And I hope that all the tourist site and tourist object and attractions also will be ready by October, as what our Vice Governor said. And of course, Bali will not be open for the whole. Certainly, they're going to be a pilot project that will be Nusa Dua, as what Ibu Nia mentions to you, because Nusa Dua is a complete area. And I'm sure all the hotel inside Nusa Dua are ready to apply the standard CHS protocol for serving their guests. Next, please. Well, before I show this video, I would like to mention to you, this is only the sample of video that the industry doing from our members, ASITA, who implement already the CSS protocol to serve their clients when they are in Bali. This is the short video for your reference. Please enjoy.
We are all sad. We have all passed difficult moments. We have all suffered, and we are all frustrated. COVID-19 is the first multi-dimensional crisis in modern era. A negative phase of all of our lives that we urgently have to put as history. It is a challenge for all aspects of our life, including our behavior, our mindset, and our culture, critical for human beings to survive with only one way: change and adaptation, because change and adaptation are necessary and unavoidable. And now, Kabi Atur, with our theme Travel with Passion, is ready to serve you in new levels of standards. Through our commitment and our discipline, we proudly present our new standards of services that will be implemented to prevent any kind of health risks. Mask used by all our drivers, guides, and ground team. Hand sanitizer in the vehicles. Daily body temperature check. Daily disinfection of our vehicles and equipment. Selected accommodation with healthy certificates. Selected restaurants with safety distances. Selected places to visit, and selected providers. Fighting COVID-19 and any other viruses is very challenging, but we have to keep our lives moving forward by adapting to new standards in life, because we believe in great commitment and discipline. Together, we can win against COVID-19. and focus on human values to build a better and prosperous future. Kami Atur, Indonesia. Travel with passion. We are all sad.
Well, this
We
is a
are
short
all
video.
sad. We have all passed.
Well, this is a short video that we're able to give to you for your reference. And certainly, we are the ASITA member are ready to serve your clients with the new normal protocol. Thank you very much. Om Santi 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 Om Savadika. Your turn.
All right, terima kasih. Thank you very much, Pak Putu Winastra, the secretary from ASITA Bali chapter. It was a very also wonderful, another wonderful presentation because we have seen how detailed that you have prepared and put in the destination and especially in Bali to ensure that now the safety and health and hygiene concern is the most concern and the most priority and destination and also expectation for the not only the tourists around the world but also the tour operators, because our attendee here today from Thailand, Myanmar and Vietnam have been waiting for this as well. I think it's very useful information. And all right, so before we proceed to the last speakers, but not the last session today, so just a reminder that everyone that has a question or comment, you can put in the chat box or Q&A box at the below of the screen. So starting from now, so after this, we can select and also see which are the questions that can be answered during the time that we have in the Q&A section. And of course, we are now come to the last presentation, not the last session, sorry. The last presentation that are courtesy presented by Pak Muhammad Yasverio, the regional CEO from Garuda Indonesia, Jakarta Raya. So please welcome. Good morning, Pak Yasverio. Take your time.
Selamat pagi. Good morning, Nikki. Thanks to you by introducing me to another participant. And also a big thanks to the Pak Vincent, who's represent Ministry of Tourism and Economic Creative for this invitation. Everybody, my BOD send regards to all participants here, also to all panelists. The message from our BOD is Garuda will commit to support Bali for the awakening from the suffering because of the COVID-19. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, Bali is the top of the Garuda destination for domestic flight and international flight. Why? Because Bali has a lot of the option for the any kind of segment of tourism industry. Bali is one of the complete destination and also the favorite for the people, either domestic and international traveler. Such as, and also Bali for the Jakarta market is also one of the important and interesting place for the MICE. As we know, a lot of big company in Jakarta, they like to their favorite for the MICE meeting in Bali because they can get not only for the meeting, they also get for the leisure and relax in Bali. So next slide, please. Nowadays, before the COVID-19 pandemic coming to our land, we have 10 routes direct for domestic to Bali, such as from Jakarta, Jogja, Surabaya, Ujung Pandang, Lombok, Bajo, and Balikpapan, and also from Medan to Bali. Besides domestic, we have also 16 routes direct flight from the international to Bali. It's clear that Bali is very important for the Garuda. As we know, Bali is second hub in our network. So we will like to cooperate with another company, another player for the tourism industry to wake Bali as for the tourism again. Next slide, please. Okay, this is a description how many flights in a week we have flight to Bali in December 2019 and also January. Compared with in May, many flights stop to service Bali from its destination or its origin. We have a fleet. Our fleet is consists narrow and wide body. So many variety of our fleet come and out to Bali. Actually, we also have planned some 8 routes from international to Bali, such as Kuala Lumpur, Bangkok, Delhi, Brisbane, and Dili. And also in next year, in our map plan, we also reopen again from the Indochina, from the Saigon, or we can, or another name, Ho Chi Minh City, coming to Jakarta, which has a good connection to Bali. Next slide, please. Okay. This is the temporary regulation, which has influenced why some people there still wait and see for the simplified regulation requirement to come to Bali, because it's, nowadays this temporary time is quite a little bit complicated. The requirement for the people who come to Bali, such as for the domestic flight from Surabaya and Jakarta. As we know, we have 80 flights a week from Jakarta to Bali. So Jakarta is a big market for Bali. But nowadays, people in Jakarta, they are still waiting for the clearance, and they also need guidance how to come to Bali in the simple regulation. Bali, even though Bali has another competitive for the tourism destination, but we do believe Bali is Bali on its specific and advantage to explore. Next slide, please. This is the atmosphere with the new seat arrangement for the people who come to who will take a flight our flight from domestic and international. We can see we don't allow to fulfill all the capacity. We have a limitation to share. So we follow this regulation according to the government. This is used for the safety, the health, the passenger. Next slide, please. Garuda Indonesia, we have a contact with some industry, tourism industry in Bali, also from the international. We are ready to campaign for the Bali, for the awakening of Bali as the favorite destination. We also welcome to collaborate for the package with some operator in Bali. We also already approaching the tour operator from China, from another country. Hopefully in July or August, they are ready to implement the cooperation with us to go to Bali again. Next slide, please. So this is the last of the presentation of us. So we have a lot of the agreement, and as a member of Sky Team, we'll campaign according to Bali, we'll campaign Bali to our partner in the world. Thank you for watching our presentation. I give it to Nikki as moderator. Thank you.
Terima kasih Pak Gensverio, Pak Muhammad Gensverio, Regional CEO from Garuda Indonesia, Jakarta Raya, for another last presentation that we have seen how the airlines has been well prepared for the COVID-19 situation, because we have some concern and some also constraints about social distancing, and I think the airlines have been well prepared for this as well. So if the travel agency from Thailand, Myanmar, and Vietnam would like to have more information or have some discussion with the airlines, Garuda Airline Indonesia, so I think you could have contact Vito for each country and to get more information about this as well. All right, so I think now we have completed the 3 presentations from our 3 expert speakers, and we now come to our Q&A session, because I'm sure that all the attendees would love to have some question to our speakers and also to share to another case as well. So we got the first question from Ms. Anchana, just asking how many passengers are around in one bus. I think this question would go to Pak Iputu Winasra to answer for this. Please.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. It's a very good question. As what I mentioned on my presentations, that the capacity of the vehicle we reduce into 50% of their normal capacity. It means that in Bali, for the size of the bus, we do have 3 different sizes. We have micro bus, which is consists of 20 seaters, and then medium bus about 30 to 35, and then big bus about 45 seaters. So it means that from those size, we are going to reduce into 50%. Now it depends on the size of the group they have. For example, like if they have 40 packs people on the group, we are going to provide 2 buses of 40 seaters each. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Pak Putu. I think we have another question. Okay, we got from here. So just another agent with noting, how many hotels have adopted CHS protocol? And will there be a certification given? This is another question from the travel agent from Vietnam. I think this may go to Pak Putu again for the hotels.
Well, actually, as far as I know, later on, that all the hotel who are integrated in the associations of hotel and restaurant, they are going to apply the standard CIS protocol to all of their property. It is a must for them. And the certification, health certifications, still discussing by the government. certainly everyone who are already applying this standard protocol gonna get the this kind of certificate.
I see.
Nikki, could I add what Pak Putu said?
Yeah, please.
Thank you. Yes, you read Pak Putu. So I think this is a compulsory for all, not only hotels, but all related tourism industries. And also certification will be at the end. But there is a staging also, yeah, Pak, because it takes time. But we're gonna give like a labeling. We're gonna do with the logo I do care, but I haven't socialized part, but we are preparing for that logo also. But I would like to reiterate, yeah, certification, I think it's will be ended with the certification, yeah, Pak Putu.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you very much for two of you. Another question we have, I think this will go for Ibu Nia. What is the expected number of the international tourists after COVID-19? Hello? Yeah, I think this another next question would go to Ibu Nia. Please kindly answer this question if possible. The question from the attendee, what is the expected number of international tourists after the COVID-19 situation?
Thank you. Yes, I think the situation is very dynamic. It's not that easy to make a calculation, but we have already discussed with the national planning body that the target for this year is between 3 million up to 4 million for this year. And then by 2023, the target will be the same that we achieved before COVID.
I see. So
But which now I think this is a kind of, we are not looking for the numbers anymore, but we are more into looking for the foreign exchange, the spending of the tourists instead of numbers, the quality, high value travelers.
Yeah, I see. And I think it's still under the situation to be updated for more reasonable calculation on the number. Yeah. So the next question, I think this would go for Garuda Indonesia.
Yeah.
I just want to come by the question because the first they asked about how is the airfare that would be very high for the post COVID-19 because you add some more hygiene safety measure that would probably apply to the cost that would be increased. Is the airfare gonna affect by the higher cost as well? This is a question. I think this will go to Park and Sferio.
Okay.
About the airfare, yes?
Okay. Could you repeat the question?
Okay, so the attendee asked, how is the airfare? Will be the airfare higher for the ticket sale for the post-COVID-19 situation, or the price is still same or higher?
Okay, for the fare, for the fare,
yeah.
During the COVID-19 period, for the pandemic period, I mean, we sell in the only 2-3 subclasses for the international flight. For domestic flight, we just sell, we offering only one class because the demand not so big, because people they still hold the plan to traveling, but after the pandemic little bit slow down, we will offering to the market with the several option of fare.
I see. Okay. That's cool.
This is used for the attract people, encourage people to take a flight again.
Yeah, I see. All right. And I think still with Garuda Airlines, from Mr. Yi Ganda Chuan Batakan Travel. They ask if any plan to make a direct flight to Myanmar from Bali or Indonesia.
Okay, thank you. This is a good question, an interesting question. Let me explain. Just like I saw at in my presentation, in this year, in this April, actually we will open a new route for Bangkok, Bali, and East Timor, Brisbane, and some also Kuala Lumpur. In the next year, 1921, beside Ho Chi Minh, we also have a plan to go to Myanmar, either direct flight from Jakarta or via Singapore. But I think it needs more study again, because all the plans set up before pandemic. Yeah. But we have plans, but for the implement the plan, still needs more time to implement to fly to Myanmar from Jakarta, either direct flight or via Singapore. Because in our Big Mac plan, we have planned 3 times a week to go from Jakarta to Myanmar. That's all.
All right, thank you very much, Pak Jens Verio. And I think now the question answer all covered in both all the speakers as well in the Q&A box as well. Pak Putu already answered some questions. So I think now we are all covered all the doubts and concerns and also the questions and comments that have been raised by the attendee. So thank you very much, all the speakers. And I think you are still with us, right? So until we have another quick poll that we would like to get the idea and opinion from our attendee all. We have 3 questions for a quick polling of this. All right, so the polling gonna show up now in our screen. We have just 3 questions for all the guests to answer. Just click on the answer here. The first question, when will you encourage your consumers to travel internationally again? It doesn't need to be only Bali or Indonesia, but internationally. This is open question. And second, which part of Indonesia do you wish to visit for your upcoming trip? This could be the multiple choice. You can put it whatever. And of course, we just focus on Indonesia destination. And the third, what are the most important factors that Indonesia should consider in welcoming Thailand and Indochina visitors back? So this is still the multiple choices. You can feel free to answer any question. Just quick polling. Give 2 minutes, I think, yeah. All right, so now time's up for the quick polling. And all right, but last but not least, we still have, as I mentioned to you, the lucky draw prize for all of you to get a chance to win the prize that is sponsored and supported by the Nusa Dua Beach Hotel in Bali for the hotel stay 3 days, 2 nights. All right, so we have 2 prizes. Each prize consists of 1 prize that apply for 2 persons to stay together. All right, so we're gonna have 2 rounds for the Wheel of Fortune. Let's spin for the first round. Look at your name, here. We use automatic spinning round, so. All right, congratulations, the first winner. So now we're gonna go for the second round. Let's spin. That goes to all right, so now we have to winner. All right, congratulations again. And of course, as you have mentioned before earlier, so we would like to thank you all of the speakers, Terima kasih for all the speakers, and thank you very much. ขอบคุณค่ะ Josephine Badel and Shin Kam, and to all our honorable guests from the three markets, Thailand, Vietnam, and Myanmar, for all your participants, and we appreciate your participation today. And we hope that you could see and you could get and you could learn and we could share and discuss more about how we could work together in order to make the people travel again. And of course that you have seen that Bali and Indonesia, we have missing you a lot, and we have prepared the day that we could meet all of you again. Right, Imonia is here with us that she mentioned. And thank you so much again, all the speakers, for your expertise, for your wonderful presentation and your answers to all the questions. So if you have any question, you still can send an email to all the readers from each of the countries that I have put the contact here on the screen. You're going to see we have the representative for Thailand, Myanmar, and Vietnam market. So that's why I'm sure now Barry is all right, and we hope that you guys are all right too. And we are waiting for travel tomorrow together. And I'm sure that Barry is still waiting for you. So before we close the session, we would like to hand over this session to Pak Vincentius Jamadu, our Director of Tourism Marketing for Region 1 from the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy for the closing section. Welcome back again, Pak DJ.
Well, hi everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Now we reached the final of our webinar today, and I'm not going to summarize all the materials because the committee will send out all the information, all the materials, and we hope that they will reach you as soon as possible. Well, again, given the fact that Indonesia is a huge country with thousands and thousands destinations, of course, the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy will go through stages as what the Deputy Minister explained today, that the government has chosen certain destinations which is evaluated as the best and well prepared to welcome back the tourists, but it is domestic or international tourists. Again, I try to congratulate all the winners for the door prize, but one thing for sure, that we are all the winners when we unite together to fight against the COVID-19. We will be the winner, and we miss you a lot. And I also would like to say thank you very much for the panelists today, and our valued participants. Welcome to Bali, and we miss you a lot. Thank you.